Shalom. I want to bring to you this evening John, the first chapter. I'm going to read from 1 to 18. Christ is the Word. Christ became the Word once he left here and went back to sit on the right hand side of the Father. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, you might say, well, how could that be? It's the Word was with him, but the Word is God? Yes, because the Word is the Son of God. The same was in the beginning with Yah. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. So everything did come from his creation. There's nothing in this world that has been made without Yah. Everything has been made from his creation. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. I read that. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God, yea, named John. His name was John the Baptist. The same came for the witness, to hear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. So we know that the Son of God, Christ, came so that he would show us the light, that he would make us understand the truth on who he is. That is one of the reasons he left his description. That is why, in more than just in Revelation 1:14, he's described in other places also in the Bible, black with kinky hair. And that's what he came back for. He came, the Son of God, to tell us who he is. And if it was not so important to know, he would not have described himself. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of the light. So John said, no, I'm not the light. I'm not the one, but I came to bear witness of the light. John came to, so that John came to prepare the coming of Christ. That's why John came. John and Christ is about 6 months apart, because while Mary was pregnant with Christ, she ran to her cousin Elizabeth, which was Zacharias' wife, and told her that she was conceived. She has conceived without a man. And when she did walk in Elizabeth's house, the baby in Elizabeth's stomach jumped, and Elizabeth was about 6 months then, and the baby jumped in Elizabeth's womb, jumped for joy, because he recognized the Spirit of Christ had entered the room. 10. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. So Christ came to let the world know who the Father is, because the world did not know him. The world was paganist, pagan goddess they practiced, praying to pagan gods and sun gods and statues with no life in it. People were barbaric, just as I would say they are today. Many people are barbaric on this earth today. So, it never really changes. Think that the way sin is done may change, but the wickedness never change. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. Now Christ came to his own people, and his people denied him. But you got to understand something, though. The Pharisees are the ones that always was against Christ. But see, the Pharisees was not really Jews. Those was Kenites pretending to be Jews. Those Pharisees that causing Christ to be hung, causing him to be prosecuted. Hey, they were not of Christ, but they were pretending to be, as they are today. It never changes. Okay. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. So if you believe on his name, you got to understand, you can't just believe on any name and say, oh, that's Christ. No, we have lost the true name of Christ. We have lost the right name for Yah. But he knew this would happen. He said he's going to give us a new name and a new language. And that we all are going to serve him without sin. But now, when he says here that he gave us power to become sons of God, that's only if you are truly, truly believing the right God. You cannot think you're going to enter the kingdom calling on the Son of God by another man's name. No. Let me tell you something. I know absolutely, I'm sure, I'm positive that his name is not Jesus. We all are. We know that it was put there, but we just accepted it because this craft that Satan's children have over America has blinded us. But it's not only did it hurt the Hebrews here in America, but it hurt all of those that love God, all of those that truly love Yah. It's going to hurt you too. It has already hurt you. If you do not know the truth, if you do not know who the Son of Yah is, then you're not going to make it in. You've got to learn the truth just like we are. Every human being who loves God must know the truth. They must know that he's a black God. You must know that he has kinky hair. And if you know that, then why are you praying to a blue-eyed, blonde hair, long Jesus? Why are you praying to this man when this man is the opposite of the description of the true Christ? That is the complete opposite. So all of those people that tell you, oh, it's okay, you can call him, when those people tell you it's okay, you can call him Jesus because it's just an English name or whatever they're telling you, they are lying. When I found the true God, and when I was praying, now he said that he would give us a little sanctuary while we're in slavery for these 400 years. So he never really left us. We lost him. We lost his name. And his description was right in the Bible, but we kept bypassing that, not understanding why it's there. Because we were blinded with sorcery that has put on the whole America, probably all over the world, by Satan's children. So now when I found out, something changed in me. It's like something awakened in me, healed in me, and became awakened. And I never ever doubted or was sorry that I denounced Jesus for the true Christ. I never was sorry about that. And he always gave me a surety in my heart that I'm true, it's right. You know how you know something, you don't know how you know it, but you know that you know. He give you that knowing. If you are his child, you know it too. Not just from the reading. The reading gave me evidence and made it true. But I was initiated in my heart and to let me know that it is true. That we are the children of the Most High God. Now, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yah. So Christ was born for, for Yah. He was born to represent him, to show the world what God looked like. He says, if you see the Son, you've seen the Father. And that is so important to know. He wants us to know that. But they are quickly to tell you, the adversaries will quickly tell you, oh, it doesn't matter because it's just a spirit anyway. You know, that's what they've told me. And I was thinking, oh, he's a spirit, so I don't have to be concerned. Until Yah brought me out of confusion and brought me into the true knowledge. So it does matter. It matters what God looked like. He's not just a spirit. Now, his Father is the Father. Yah is the Father of lights, of spirits, he says. I think it's in Amos. He's the Father of spirits. But he sent his Son, born of a woman, to pay that ultimate price on the cross. And I'm going to tell you something else. They kind of shined it up to make it look good, saying that Jesus was hung on a cross. But the true Creator, Son, Christ, they hung him on a tree. It was not a cross. Christ was hung on a tree. And ever since Christ, they have been hanging us on trees. Ever since then, we've been hanging on trees. So many of my ancestors died on trees, being hung. So, and that they didn't want you to know. So they made it look a little cute and put cross. But they were cruel. They hung him on a tree, just like a common person, and he was the Son of God. Don't you know the Gentiles got a price to pay? Don't you know that they're going to get it much worse than we did? And the Bible says so. We had 400 years of brutality, unthinkable, indignant things happen to us. I mean, it's just scornful what the adversaries did to us. But the Bible says it's going to be much worse for them. So I'll tell you, come out of the world and find the true God before it's too late. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I speak. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. Now, you might not quite understand that. Christ was before all of us. But Christ was born into this world so that he could redeem us so that he could gather us up, shake some sense into us. But we still didn't receive him. And then we had the Kenites planted among us, pretending to be Hebrews, just like they're pretending today to be Jews. They did it back then, and they had Christ hung on a tree. Shame on them, because they're about to get what's coming. Yah is tired of our brutality. We've paid more than enough of the price. I think we've paid dearly. And he says our time is up. And that's why he's bringing us into the knowledge. Because now it's time for us to come out of that and serve the true Yah. To come out of that spell, that curse that's been put upon us. So John came to prepare a way for Christ. He came to announce that Christ was coming. And of his fullness have all we received the grace and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Christ. No man has seen Yah at any time. No man has ever seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Yes. So now we know that Christ was sent to let the world know who God is, who the true Yah is. And that is our job, is finding the truth and teaching the truth. That was the Gentiles were supposed to do, was to teach the gospel. And Yah says in his word that the world is not going to come to an end until the word of Yah has been preached all over the world. Well, I think Jesus has been preached all over the world, but not Christ, not the true Christ, the true Creator, has not been preached all over the world. So now it's time for people to know who the true Creator truly is. And I hope and pray that you all will choose to do right and choose the right God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And let nothing or no one stop you from finding the truth. Shalom. And I thank you for listening, and may Yah bless you mightily.